I woke up and realized I left my tools on a job site. I woke up and I realized I'd left on an attic light. I wish that I could unknow and get my life back. But I woke up, realized that I'm a hack, 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 hack. I am here to confess I leave run caps in their boxes. I would like to clear my name, but I leave drain plugs in a 48 frame. I wish that I could unknow and get my life back. But I woke up and realized that I'm a hack, hack, hack.
Just a dirty hack. Good rotten hack. Well, hopefully my microphone's working. Let's see. We'll know in a second if my microphone was working by the chat going, I can't hear you, or something like that. Are you too quiet? Because the chat does lie. I have found that even being gone as long as I have been, I remember the chat will tell you things that aren't true to get you to try to do things on air, which is fine. Hello to the Practical Gadgeteer, which is not a superhero, it's just some guy. It's Hay from East Tennessee. We have Ted's in the chat down there. HVAC Daddy 89, which I'm not sure if that's like you're in the trade or you're just making videos in the basement. I don't know. Feel kind of starstruck being in here with Ted Cook. Well, you're not here. Ted's by himself at his house. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the show. You are with Ted. Ted is here. He's back there on the internet somewhere. I'm about to bring him out. He's in the back. You can't see him right now because he's on AOL, but we're going to bring him up here in just a second. Let's see if anyone else here. Clint was here. Hello, Clint. Thank you. Thank you for being a channel member, Clint, for the last 17,000 years. I appreciate that. You've bought 17 packs of Doritos for my children, and I appreciate that as well. We love those. Even though my son says they're hot, and that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like the most mild food in the world. So I'm going to bring Ted in here in a second because that's what the title of the video is, and it would be, bait and switch if I didn't. But I just want to say it's good to be back here streaming again. It's been a long time since the rock and roll. Anybody old enough to listen to Led Zeppelin? Probably not. Let's just bring Ted in here. We'll have a conversation. We'll see where it goes. I've made a bunch of notes. Just kidding. I didn't write anything down at all. And we're going to find out what that looks like here now. So welcome to Ted Cook, the biggest star on YouTube. Ted, good to see you.
That's bad.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, you are a big star, whether you want to admit it or not. In a small corner of the internet, you are a very big deal.
Big fish in a small pond.
Yes, this is, you are a shark in a puddle over
shark
here.
In a puddle. That's
that
a
new
way. That is a good one.
All right, we're going to make shirts that say that and sell them for $30. I'm just kidding, but that's a good description of it.
$30 a dozen or $30 each?
$30 a dozen once they go on clearance. But
yeah.
You have to wait 6 months for that. You don't have to do that. So, Ted, I know that it's been a while since you've been on the show because I haven't done a show in a while, so it's been a while since anybody been on a show.
Because the show's been gone for a bit.
That's right. When the show was on last, I was clean shaven and I felt about 35. Now I'm 67 and I look like I just came down a mountain with a couple tablets.
I thought you were going to say ZZ Top wannabe.
Oh man, I'd love to be ZZ Top. Are you kidding? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but you'd be 187 years old.
It doesn't matter. They sung on the last episode of Duck Dynasty. That's fantastic.
They sung on the first, well, no, not the first one, but maybe the seventh or eighth one.
Yeah, they had like the intro song, which they took away and then put a different song in. I don't know why that is.
I like that show.
I think it's the greatest show on television.
Well, now you got to watch Moonshiners too.
I don't even know what that is.
Moonshiners?
Is that like one of those A&E type things where they follow the guys around the mountain?
Oh yeah, the other one was that ginseng stuff.
I don't remember that either. I remember there was a gold show about gold mining, and then there was a show about guys who just live off the grid, and they were hunting in the wilderness and stuff like that. I didn't watch any of those shows though.
Yeah, Moonshiners is good. Shannon, I wear my sunglasses at night, says that I am an eco bee on a wall of Honeywells.
That's beautiful.
I mean, can we at least give me a better, I mean, come on, man.
Wait a second. You called Eco Bees toys, as I recall.
Yeah, that's because I was being nice.
So why don't you like Eco Bee?
Because they're pieces of crap.
I mean, is anything specific?
Actually, they work pretty good with gas systems. I just don't like trying to make them behave with a heat pump. I don't like them at all, or a Nest.
So the setup or the logic of the stat is not what you like?
You just don't have full control with heat strips or full display of what's happening. People don't like them. Now, people that believe the propaganda they read, they like them, but it's...
What? What are you talking about? Is this like the news is what you're talking about?
Yeah, they're just garbage, man. They're all toys. Nest and Ecobee. I mean, the good thing about them is they look cool, and you got a app on your phone, and you can adjust your temperature without getting up off the couch or the bed or out of the car.
Do you often do that?
Other than that, the rest of that stuff on there is absolute useless junk.
So you don't. I never like those either. I don't even have programs on my stats. I just change them as I desire.
That works pretty good too, doesn't it?
Yeah, because whenever I'm like, it's hot, I automatically walk there and change it, and then when it's not hot, I just undo that effect.
Yeah, and you just got exercise in the process.
That's right. All these people with their Eco Bees and their fat lifestyle are morbidly obese, driving a Prius. Some sort of, maybe somewhere in that area is what you're talking about? Maybe a Prius driver?
I ain't got no problem with Priuses. They make sense. They get 49 miles per gallon. You don't plug them in to charge them. They charge themselves. Mm-hmm. And they make a little bit of sense, and you're actually doing something. It's the clowns that think there is such a thing as an electric car that really gets me, because there is no such thing, and it does not exist.
Because when you trace the cord back to the wall, it goes somewhere else?
I mean, as long as you don't ever plug it in, I mean, it's not a fossil fuel powered battery car, but if you're going to charge it.
Unless you have a solar bank charging it. That's the only way it can be electric, right?
And what's charging? Oh, well, that's illegal.
That's God.
Yeah, you have to tie that to the grid, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You can't have your own. Bigger than about there. You can have one about this big for a lamp or something, but if you fill up your roof with solar panels, it has to tie to the grid.
What, so the grid can mooch off of you?
It's like a giant capacitor that lightens the load on the grid, and we both know that, and they claim they buy it back, and the meters don't work in reverse. I mean, come on, man. But people do get like $9 power bills, but they only paid $36,000 to get the panels put up to get the $9 power bill. So if they live to be 167, they'll break even.
So this is the same logic of the cars, you know. The cars is like, we're going to plug it to the wall, and then behind there's a guy shoveling coal into a thing going, enjoy your electric car. So you're saying the solar panels are like the same thing. It's all an illusion. Well,
solar actually works.
But the price, you don't save.
Yeah. I think we should actually develop that. It actually works. It actually is something that is doing something that doesn't have a fossil fuel burning in the background to create the illusion of what's charging the battery. And, you know, not only that, but I think the carbon footprint for the manufacturing alone is a big deficit. I think it's over 10 metric tons to make a Tesla and less than 7 to make a Toyota Camry. So just the manufacturing alone, and we won't talk about disposal of batteries because most of them burn and you don't have to dispose of them.
Yeah, I just put them in my trash bags and kind of put stuff around them so they can't see what I'm throwing away.
Yeah,
That's
well,
a tip for you guys.
I would never do something like that. I would bring it to your house and let you do it.
Well, you have to get a guy. You have to find a guy. And
Yeah. Hey, look who's in there.
Well, we got. Oh yeah, there's Clint Glasgow.
And Brent.
I know. I'm just kidding. It's the super chat guy. Yeah. It's Brent says, "What's up, guys? Good seeing a live chat again." Oh my gosh, is this live? I must have clicked the wrong button.
We need Adam to come in here and have this super chat war.
Does he still do that? I thought he worked for NCI.
No. His wife told him that, to ignore me and don't ever do that again. I think he messed up and let her see the credit card bill.
But, I mean, I don't know what the dynamic is, but Adam is creating the wealth, though, isn't he?
I mean, I'm not sure, but, she still certainly would want to know why. I mean, because it looked like something funny, like $5, 10 minutes later, $10, 3 minutes later, $12. And then I'd do 13, he'd do 14, I'd do 15, he'd do 16. I think you actually, I'm sitting here telling you a story that you were the beneficiary of, weren't you?
I was the beneficiary of at least one or two of them. Y'all did this more than once. And I thought it was some kind of poor tech outreach program that y'all were offering to people.
No, it was an arm wrestling, tentacle measuring situation we were doing.
You seem too wise for that sort of thing, Ted.
Seem would be the key word there.
Wait a second. Yeah, now it's coming together. You have all those cars back there. You don't have cars with the kind of guys like, I got the 351 Cleveland and this, I'm talking about Mustangs. I like Mustangs.
Yeah, I don't have any motors that small either.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, all right, Ted. I'm back there with my 454, maybe.
Yeah,
that's big enough.
638 is the newest.
638. Yeah. What is that? A semi truck?
That's in the Nova.
In the Nova. I bet the Nova will get up and go.
I don't know. I'm scared of it.
She's not electric.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Nova. Super Sport. Super Sport Nova.
It's all fiberglass. It's fake. It just looks like a Nova.
So is it built off a Nova frame or what? Just
full tube frame. Full tube frame. The quarter panels in the roof are actual Chevrolet Nova. Nothing else. Everything else is full drag car, full race.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
well, that's kind of interesting. You built a Nova.
I didn't.
Somebody did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have the Nova.
Oh yeah, I got some backyard stuff that I can do, but these pro race cars are from serious fab shops that I've definitely out of my pay grade.
Wow.
I can hold the pedal to the floor and let off the button.
Well, you raced the car, right?
I haven't that one yet.
Because it's terrifying?
No, because it's just got ready not long ago.
Oh. Well, we're not going to talk about cars the whole time because I remember some guy was complaining. I'm just kidding. We can do it wherever we want. But what's your favorite one you got?
It's a Challenger. It's also a drag car. I got two of those, 70 Dodge Challenger.
Ooh.
One has 512 cubic inches, and the other has a hole where the motor used to be.
Oh, man.
Well, I was trying to just be honest. Yeah, I was just trying to be honest at the moment.
What the world?
There's a 440 for it that's like 60 over. It's a little woken up.
Yeah.
But the one with the 512 in it is pretty fast.
Well, the Dodge like 440, right? Didn't they throw that in a lot of stuff?
Yeah. The trick is to get the motorhome blocks out of a motorhome, and it's a little beefier.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I assume it comes out to be some awesome car.
Big RV. Well, yeah, it's just a tougher motor that you can build up.
Well, I hope you don't crash any of your cars. I'll transition out of that. We'll come back later.
I have done that before too. I just haven't flipped and rolled and burned. So that's what we hope we don't do.
Yeah, I hope not either. Well, there's a question down here. You can answer it because I don't know the answer to it. It says, how do you guys feel about the R454 Fiasco? What's the fiasco with R454?
Well, I can't really give him an honest answer to that question because I don't speak that way in public. But you can just imagine what I think of that.
Well, what's the problem with 454 that they're
Well,
having? Remember, I've been away. Okay,
there's
so
now
let me know.
a shortage.
Oh,
So you look back, we had R22, that was 30-pound jugs. 2010, they give us 410A because it is environmentally sound. And that's a 25-pound jug. Now we have, well, some went with 32 and some went with 454B. There were several different manufacturers taking their own rabbit trails, but 454B is in a 20-pound jug. And right now it's $578.
Woo!
And it's flammable. And you have to have sensors on the leak detectors built into coils, air handlers, etc. And you know, if you have a refrigerant leak, which is very common with these stupid aluminum coils, you can't top it off and keep it going. It just cuts off unless you bypass it. And I would not suggest you do that. Oh, by the way, the refrigerant is flammable.
Yeah, that's a mildly flammable.
Well, wait a minute. I'm supposed to say slightly flammable.
What is it? Is that the term, slightly flammable? A2L.
If you hold a torch up to the jug and open it, it will put quite a display on. But if you take the torch away, the flame goes out. So it is hard to ignite it. It takes a flame to ignite it. A spark won't do it. Now, if you shoot the jug, it will not explode. No matter how hard you try and no matter what you go back inside and get and bring it out and try something else, it just doesn't.
Well, if you shoot a jug of gasoline that's full, will it explode?
Depends on the container and what you shoot it with, but usually not.
Yeah, I didn't think it blew up. But let's
You
use
need a
incendiary
spark.
rounds.
Yeah, you need a, well, now, that could possibly, I personally would never do anything like that, so I just was told that shooting the jug won't make it blow up.
Well, where I grew up, we make bad decisions. And we went camping on the river one time, and we only say what river because we only want to narrow it down that much. And one of my buddies thought it was a great idea to shoot the little propane canisters, throw them in the river, then shoot them. See what happened.
That's a bad idea.
They didn't blow up. I mean, the canister did not blow up, but he
have
was
had
still
a pistol.
stupid.
Yeah, he had a pistol.
I don't remember.
A
I believe
high-powered
it was a
rifle.
pistol. No, it was a
A
pistol.
high-powered rifle will do a little different result than that. So
Well,
I'm told.
It's probably a 22. I'm sure it was a 22 or something like that. It was a small.
Best thing to do if you want that is just buy tannerite.
Yeah, called to Clint.
Mix that up and hit that with your 223 or whatever you like, and you'll get quite the show. Comfort Plus Heating and Cooling. You know who that is, don't you? Isn't that Chuck?
Absolutely. That is one of my most favoriteest YouTubers ever.
Yeah, that's Chuck.
Yeah. You know what?
And,
you know why I like Chuck? He's a normal human being. I like him.
Yeah, he's pretty straight up. I've watched a lot of. I don't see much that he does anymore.
I think he's probably past it a little bit. He comes on there every now and then, I think, but not too often. But he's here now, which I think is great. Chuck, I'm glad you tuned in. Chuck, did I text you, Chuck, by the way? You can put that in there. I think I did. I'm not sure. That's just my personal business I'm going to take care of since Chuck is here. Let's see. The shortage. All right, they're talking about the shortage of it. So there's a shortage. Now, does shortage stem from a tariff business, or is it before that?
Well, the tariff stuff is fake anyway. Aren't all those on hold? Aren't they just threats at this point?
It's like a finite thing to change some of the dynamics. So I didn't know if it originated before all that.
Well, there's plenty of people charging for them, even though I'm not so sure they're actually in place at this time. But no, Honeywell sent out this big load of baloney about some particular chemical or something, and it had tariff on that as well.
They're just gonna blame it for everything.
Yeah, it had that on there, written on there, and blah blah, this and that, and so shortage and the price going up. Now I did find out for a fact that Baker in their own distribution warehouse in Florida. It's sitting on a bunch of 454, and most of the stores have none or 8 or 10 jugs, and we'll sell one jug at a time per customer. And I think they're just waiting for the price to go up before they sell it.
Well, I'm looking it up on screen number 7 over here. See what
Sounds
it
like
says.
something I'd do, so that's why I'm so mad about it.
They beat you to it. All right. Now, whenever you open Google now, it shows you the AI answer to your question, which is a lot of times is pretty good, honestly. They will take over the world on Skynet. But the HVAC industry is facing a shortage of R454B refrigerant, blah, 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 due to a combination of shortage of refrigerant cylinders. So the cylinders they come in.
Oh, they pulling that again?
That doesn't even sound like that's possible. And rising costs. Well, there's got to be more than that. The cylinders? We run out of metal? I mean, I don't think so. Blending issues, demand spike. This does sound like a bunch of crap.
Oh, yeah. It can't be demand spike because we were all slow for the first couple months of the year. Yeah. They had plenty of time to get stocked up, but they realized that $410 a jug just wasn't enough money, so they create this fake shortage for about a month and a half and get $700 a jug.
Well, what's funny is I'm looking down here at other possible explanations, and one of the headlines says Honeywell adds 42% tariff surcharge on R454B.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I got that.
Incredible.
And it had that on there.
Wow, it must be really, really, really going to be expensive.
Yeah, where's Honeywell? Is that all coming from China, probably?
Well, let's see. Yeah, it probably is. I'm not sure.
That's going to be the 145% tariff crap there.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if that's how it comes out on the actual items, but that's the one that we're fighting, or he's fighting, or whatever, the hardest with.
Yeah.
No one wants to go live here. Ted had a failed HVAC show.
What?
Not so sure about? I remember that.
Well, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
This must be this must be like one of the trolling stuff. I missed you guys.
He's one of my big fans.
Let's pause.
So what I did was I put on a few giveaways. And then 3 weeks ago, yesterday, I had surgery for a hernia.
Oh,
it knocked me out a little bit. And before that, I was pretty knocked out. So for about a month, I haven't done the giveaways. And I guess that's why I have a failed HVAC show.
No. Well, it's too bad about your show. I didn't know it failed.
I mean,
it's horrible news.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset about it.
Yeah. Oh, this guy, he's not
nice. Joe, Ted, I don't know who the next guy is. It might actually be Joe.
You never know, because Joe usually takes a name and changes it slightly, like DIY and DYI.
Yeah. Him and it could also be one of my least fan. What's that guy that can't stand me? The weird dude, the 40-year-old virgin that won't leave home.
40-year-old virgin?
Yeah, what's his name?
I know that as soon as you say it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, but I can't.
He has those live shows where he changes his spark plugs and eats cheeseburgers. He's a lot of fun. I like him. He just doesn't like me. Oh, yeah, John, Jon.
Oh, you're talking about the choir boys?
Yeah, John HVAC.
Oh, yeah.
I like him. He just don't like me because I think I got on his live show and pointed a barrel at the – well, I did say the 40-year-old thing. Probably shouldn't have said that.
He's not that old, I don't think.
He still didn't like it, no matter what it was. He didn't appreciate it.
Oh, because of the virginity part. I thought it was age-related.
I think he looks out for his mom. Is why he actually lives there. But
so he's really a great guy?
He really is. I mean, I presented him as a failure to launch type thing, and he didn't appreciate that. So I'm on his blacklist forever.
Come to think of it, I always liked him. So
I did too. I still do, but it's not reciprocal. So there's nothing I can do about it.
Sometimes people you don't mesh personality wise, and there's nothing you can do about that.
I get that a lot.
Well, it's not you, man.
I just can't understand why people think the common denominator has anything to do with it.
Well,
Can't be
you-
me.
every now and then when you like flip a coin, you're going to get 7 out of 10 one way. So you might
Whether
be the
you
common,
like it
it's
or
just-
not.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, it just happens to happen that way.
Yeah.
So
I know I'd be better off if I could get other people to let me run their lives.
have you offered?
I'd be a lot better off. Well, I can't even get my kids interested in it.
Yeah.
Nobody else. And Train is certainly not going to let
Train.
me get on that bandwagon. I would like to run the corporation there on a few things for them.
What would you change for them?
Well, they would start recruiting dealers instead of growing dealers, for one. I mean, the point is we have 6 pricing tiers. And, you got to buy $1 million a year to get to tier 6. You got to buy 50,000 a year to get to tier 1. There's tier 0 too, by the way, which is book price.
I'm familiar with tier 0.
Yeah, tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so me being on tier 5 and Joe Blow in his backyard with a truck and some tools and his daddy's barn and no overhead pays like 14% more for the same heat pump that I buy on tier 5, but yet he can sell it cheaper than me and make more profit because he has no overhead.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes in, low balls, erodes the market for a few years, fails, turns upside down, goes and gets a job, and all he did was, damaged everybody on his way in and out. And I've shown Train, many examples over the years of them doing that. And then they'll say, well, but you yourself, grew from whatever. And I said, well, whatever, you told me no for 9 years too. So,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Selling ream and whatever else I was doing. But,
Ream.
that was back when we were a distributor state. Now that we're a direct state, they just cut the middleman out and took his money is all they did. And, so they want to grow dealers. They want to sign up the easy ones, the brand new. And honestly, if you've been in business 2, 3, 4 years, you got no clue what it costs you to actually operate. I mean, until you've got several hundred systems out that you sold that you're responsible for, you don't know what your warranty department's going to look like.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many warranty calls you're going to get after you sold your first 20 systems. I mean, you ain't got a clue.
That's true.
You start learning at 100. You get to about 500 and you find out that, 2 or 3% failure rate is a lot.
Yeah.
And now, since the government is being so gracious to help us, we're probably above 5% failure rate now. The stupid coil leaks.
5%. That's
oh, yeah, I'm sure. It's probably more than that, and I just don't want to count it up, And these stupid coil leaks, man, just really get on my nerves.
Well,
they don't give it free. They don't give us nothing. They just give us the coil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. Have fun.
Here's your new. Just take this whole air handler.
So they could at least. I mean, that's just one big pet peeve, and then customer service is going down the drain. Everything's automated. They don't want you to call in orders. They want you to use an app.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Hold that thought for just a second, because I had to do one of these little 30-second breaks. So just hold on, because
we should do one of those.
You want to do a break? Here.
Yeah, I think you should.
I'm going to get you to here. Watch this. We'll be right back in like 30 seconds here. All right. I'm glad I remembered. See you in 30 seconds, everybody. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, supplyhouse.com. Supply House is a reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. All right, now we're back. Okay, that was fun.
I did see that. I didn't know that you were a big fan.
Big fan
I have
of Supply House.
supplyhouse.com. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
recently joined that bandwagon.
I saw on the video. Hey, before we talk about that, let's talk about the other thing, the customer service thing. Because let me tell you, we had to sign up. I text you with a new phone. We had to sign up for phones. Phones are a nightmare. I don't know what the deal is with it, but you can't go to a store. Like if you go back in the day, let's say we go back 30, 40 years, there's like a salesman. That's his job. He's a professional salesman. Not like guys like, you need a new unit. Not that guy. I mean, the guy who knows what he's talking about. He was like, says, in your position, I think I'd suggest this or this. And they're intelligent. When you have a question, they will answer it. It's like going to Ace Hardware instead of Lowe's. It's like they know what the fittings actually are, as
And you
opposed
can
to Lowe's.
understand what they're saying.
Right. And they seem
Oh,
like they're
good.
intelligent. And,
Yeah.
and yet in Lowe's, they're like, I don't know. Let me call somebody. It's like, okay, that's all right. But so we go to the phone place now. It's like, don't go to the actual store. I said, but I want to purchase something. What should I do then? Order it online and we'll waive the activation fee. So, all right. So now we're like McDonald's. We're going to fill up our own drinks now instead of them filling them up for us. So, all right. Great. We get the phones in. Not happy with the phones. Of course, we couldn't see them because we weren't at the store. And then they say, well, we can take the phone and exchange it, but it's a $70 restocking fee.
No,
And it's like, let me ask you something, guy. It's like, if we're encouraged to not go physically to a location, and then we dislike it because we weren't able to check it physically, well, maybe we could have done some more due diligence, but we didn't. You guys said not to go to the store, but then you charge us for it. This is not customer service any longer. This is just there's a bureaucracy at the company. It's like, well, this is our policy. Like, is there a demigod at the top of a mountain telling you guys about the policy and you can't change it? And that's what it is right there. And so that's what I picture Train as. That was the transition, the whole thing right there. I'm just kidding. I don't know what Train's like. But you were talking about customer service, so now you tell a story. It's like you're reading instead. It's like you're reading chat stuff.
Oh, I was looking at that because I didn't like it, and I wish if I was a moderator, I would have already spanked them and put them in timeout. But you just let
We
them.
don't have moderators.
Don't feed the trolls, man. Don't. Steve Lav taught me that. Don't feed the trolls.
It really don't matter no more. I mean, trolls don't matter. They can say the worst stuff in the world. It means nothing.
Sometimes they're funny though.
That's what I'm saying. If you get them to go away, then you don't get to hear the fun stuff.
Right.
Like, how am I supposed to know I am a failure unless a troll lets me know? I can't see that for myself. It's too hard to see from the inside.
But Train is joining the ranks with, Chick-fil-A, everybody. You pull up to the drive-through. Are you using the app today, or do I have to work? That's what
Every time
saying, No, I'm not using the app. I'm on the phone. I'm busy. Shut up and take my order, and I'll be nice and pay and leave. But
yeah,
I mean, I just don't think it ought to be like that. And so they take away the customer service department and they want you to use this app. They want you to do all your own work, do all your own matchups. They don't give you the AHRI number anymore. I mean, when you know people and you got friends, you can still call through the back door and reach them and get them to place the order for you while you're driving down the road. But they have less and less of those available, so you're sitting on hold. And let me tell you something, hold is torture. They play this generic version of Simple Man. And
so funny.
It's absolutely that song, but it's changed just enough to get out of the legalities of it, whatever. And they play it loud, so you certainly can't call them up, sit the phone on your desk, and try to multitask while this annoying sound is going on. And if you turn it down, you won't know they answered.
Yeah, right.
You
have to listen to it,
and it's just really annoying. It really is. And then they push you to buy supplies, push you to buy from their store, which I would do if they would get into the supply business, but they're not in it because you can't call that particular, you can only call a call center, and the next one that picks up in Kalamazoo, wherever, that's who you talk to. Yes, but we can see the stock everywhere. Well, I don't want to see the stock everywhere. I want to talk to the guy that I know that's going to put his hands on it so that I know, my employee that's already on the way there can go left or right here. Just It's
Yeah.
kind of like a musician, though they have to answer the phone to tell me if they got a 50-cent item in stock, or it's going to cost me $100 to drive all the way there and then send her somewhere else because they didn't have it. Just
Right.
like the musician, he takes his $5,000 set of drums and packs it in his $700 car and goes and plays a $50 gig. And
Yeah, that's
that's
about right.
reality.
So that happens a lot now where you call in, you can't talk to the guys at the counter any longer?
Well, not that specific counter that you want to call. You're going to get any counter that picks up in the region, not Kalamazoo.
Oh,
Not
gosh.
Kalamazoo, but they say, well, this is for you so that somebody that's busy, somebody that's not busy. And I said, no, it's not. It's so that you can have less people on the payroll and somebody can catch the phone, and everything is so automated. And, man, I'm 35 years into it. They're not going to listen to me. I'll be gone by the time they make another change, and it'll probably still be for the worse. But we have, I got friends I can call and still place my order while I'm driving down the road and get help with a matchup or whatever. But they just make it harder, and they take all that away. And so customer service is down the tubes. They grow dealers instead of recruiting them. They just do a lot of stuff that really just doesn't make sense.
So why don't you explain more? When you recruit a dealer, in theory, what would that look like?
Well, somebody that's been in business and he's selling, well, you wouldn't want to go attack a Linux dealer because they'd have to be stupid to sell Linux in the first place. But
yeah,
he's selling,
that's like a red flag. They went ahead and weeded those guys out.
And in case any mechanics in here don't know it yet, even Goodman is better than Linux now. Now, 35 years ago, Linux was a bulletproof machine, and so was York. But none of them, all that is over with. But the guy that's been selling Carrier or another product for 13 years, you have something there. He's already buying several $100,000 a year. He's not coming from the ground up. No, it's not that easy to get him. So it's not shooting fish in a barrel. You can't just sign him up. Oh, I got a new dealer. Let's grow him. It's hard to recruit a dealer. So you're going to have to send somebody there to work with them, maybe even give them a system, maybe even say, look, let me get you to install one. I'll come do it with you. And we'll show you that our product is superior. And we'll show you many things. And you get them to like the product, and that's a lot more difficult. I don't think it would be costly. I think in the end, looking long term, it would actually be less costly because these humane society stray dogs that they sign up and put a collar on and raise them are buying maybe $75,000 a year, whereas an established business that you recruited, I mean, would you rather grow something or recruit something? You just think of what you have when you get your hands on it.
You have a proven track record.
You got years to wait. And plus, they're not going to erode the market for your existing loyal dealers that give you a fortune of money every month because, like you say, they have a proven track record. They already know lowballing is not going to work long term, and it's just going to hurt the overall market. And I just feel like maybe one day I'll sell out and retire, and I'll go to work for Trane, and I'll try to recruit dealers and make a model region and say, see how much better this is. Now make me Tony Robbins, and I'll go around and teach it to everybody and give my grandkids some money, and I'll die. But
wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's that ain't going to happen.
Don't forget, at the end, I die. Yes.
Well,
it was so abrupt. That's the thing that caught me out. I'm going to get all these dealers. We're going to build a successful company. And of course, then will be my death.
Region. I'm going to do a region. And show how much better that is. And then they can compare it to the nationwide and then try to get somebody to go teach it to the fruitcakes in California. And that ain't going to happen.
Well, I mean, the region can't be in California.
No, I mean, yeah, there can be some regions, but not the same type region we could have here.
Wow.
Certainly
What
wouldn't.
My computer just did some kind of weird thing over here on the other side. I just saw the whole page change. I hope the stream's not over.
Maybe it wants you to do the
What
fly
was,
house.
what was that? So the whole thing just white. It said can't load page because not enough memory. So since when? We don't have enough memory? Well, it looks like it's still going. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't see anybody in the chat. Well, I mean, I haven't.
That's just because of the show.
So you're saying I'm boring, Zach?
No, not you. The show. No, I see you go right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll start commenting now to say, "Hey, we are here. The show's
Just
great."
making sure it was moving. I mean, maybe we should talk about Girl Scout cookies or something. I don't know. Whatever.
That is something we could definitely talk about.
Floats their boat.
I like Thin Mints, but we won't go into that. Let's see. Yeah, we're still here. All right. So you started this train thing, and you show them the right way to do it while you're falling backwards with the peace signs into your grave while you do it. So then train immediately goes, forget about that crap. We're not doing that. Go ahead and sign up another kiosk. We'll get kiosks.
Glad he's gone. Glad he's finally gone.
Yeah. No more hearing about that crap. Yeah. That's just funny because I guess the whole world's heading that direction. And it's like old school is different. Yeah, it's
they really are. Thin it down. Even the permit office here in the county and the city, they built this gigantic new building. But you can't go in there and buy a permit anymore. You have to submit it online. It takes like 5 days to get a permit. And they used to ride around catching you working without one. Now, how's that going to work? Heating or air is really an emergency.
Yeah.
You have some elderly people and some that are sick and they don't have heat or air. I'm not going to wait 5 days to get a permit to turn their heat on, man.
No, 5 days is insane. That's crazy. You can't walk out with a permit.
To approve it. It takes them that long to approve the permit.
What? For like a regular change out?
Regular.
Well,
heating and air, residential, nothing. And they say it's because of all the construction going on that they're that much backed up. They got this giant big new building. I liked it better when we could go sit there and take a number out of that little ticker tape machine and wait and go to one of the 4 windows that are open out of the 6 or 7 and leave there with our blue card in our hand and go post the permit and call it in the next day as if we had not worked without the permit. I'd go pull it at 4 p.m. and call it in for inspection the next morning.
Oh yeah, just so you can keep things moving along. Yeah, no, that's what it was like for me. I went into the county office, sit in a little chair, said, "Please go ahead and fill out the thing. We'll have a guy be called back in a minute. Get called back, get the permit. I take the permit in my hand and leave the county offices, and I have a permit." Then he said, "Just call it in."
30 years.
It seems pretty easy. I never, I waited a little bit, a couple of times, but I mean, it never was really, really bad.
20 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal, especially when you're getting it the same day. I mean, I'd rather wait 2 hours and have it the same day than be fast and wait 5 days.
5 days before they tell you that it's okay, it's approved, and you can pay for it now. And then it's another day or so before you can print it out.
What?
Yeah, I'm just telling you how it works now.
No one's going to want to get a permit. I mean, people weren't getting permits before, and now they really aren't going to get permits.
Well, we have to get them whenever we need a utility change, like if we're going to gas and there's no gas at the house. That's the only time I ever pull them anyway.
I got you.
No, I'm not pulling a permit. Why am I going to pay money to have somebody that knows less than me to come look at my work and tell me that I did it right? Or
I got no reason to tell you. I mean, I don't
to their spec, and let them tell me that I need a dirt leg or a drip leg. Have you ever actually taken a drip leg off and anything in it?
You don't clean the sediment out of those yearly? No, never taken one off.
I'll tell you what, I filled one up one time, but I didn't just fill it up. I filled it up. I filled the regulator up. I filled the gas valve in the furnace up. I filled it all up. I took one of these long, I don't know, it must have been 35 feet of copper line on a 2 PSI, 2-pound gas system. We used to use copper, and I bent it to relocate the furnace, and it shook all that scale loose in it. It looked like metal. There's a video on about it. It looked like metal shavings. I mean, I literally had a pile on the plenum and put it in my hand and, sifted through it and said, look at this.
Wow.
So a copper line is fine if you never touch it.
So that's why they told us not to use copper.
And
I was like, why? No.
If you take the existing copper line and bend it, it's just like if you braise without nitrogen, you get all that crap all over the inside, just like you get on the outside.
Yeah.
Now, Zach, you've never brazed without nitrogen, so don't act like you did a purge and go.
I didn't know if it would work without nitrogen.
We used to do 22 without even a vacuum pump. We'd open the liquid side and push the Schrader in on the vapor side and count to 10 or something.
Yeah, it was a purge. It was a
purge out a good bit of the air.
Yeah.
Turn it loose. I mean, R22 was very forgiving.
That system was changed out 32 years later, probably.
And still wasn't, moisture in it that rotted the compressor or whatever. It just,
right.
It would, nonetheless, I did actually, that's the only time I've ever seen anything at all, ever, in a drip leg. And is it a dirt leg or a drip leg? Is it a sediment trap or a moisture trap?
I think they call it all sorts of stuff.
I've seen
I call it drip leg
that are like that. And the gas,
yeah, well, those aren't done correctly, I guess.
The gas going straight through, and they're not even bullnosing. They're not even anything have a chance to drop in it.
Yeah.
But I'm just not sure what they're for. I've never seen any. I guess moisture or sediment.
Yeah, I guess I don't know about moisture, but sediment trap. So I mean, that's why you have the change in direction. So all the turds that float by hit the end of it and fall down in the trap, I guess.
Well, they're handy when you bend a 30-year-old piece of copper around and get all the scale off of it and blow it all up into your. But it still doesn't stop it. It filled up. There was a good pile that came out of that cap, but the regulator and the valve on the furnace were already shot.
Yeah. Was natural gas?
It was, but it was a 30-plus-year-old line.
It was an old one.
And it was bad. Learned a lesson on that one, man.
Official diagnosis. It was bad.
Everybody had always fussed about copper. I can't believe y'all allow copper. No, I'm just doing what they let us do, man.
I thought it was just propane with the copper.
No, they would let us do natural gas and let us flare it and let it, as long as we had the T's with the sediment and a test T after the regulator. Oh yeah, and put the stickers every 2 feet on it.
Well, I think I had that backwards because the propane has the copper coming off the tank all the time. So I mean, they run copper straight off the propane tank. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure propane is clean though.
I think I must have reversed those in my memory there.
Yeah, propane is clean. A lot cleaner than natural gas.
Cleaner than electric cars. I can tell
you. A lot
much.
Cleaner than dinosaur poops or whatever makes natural gas.
Yeah. Dinosaur poop, we got to frack
now,
it.
You can't say, I've already explained earlier, there's no such thing as an electric car. And there you are saying electric car again.
Remember the one that's charged with a solar panel. Although the batteries with the solar panel definitely use giant trucks to mine the lithium and stuff. So I don't know.
And
so
children.
If you take it back, yeah, it's like watching Our Town. Yeah, if you go back far enough, you will find a diesel vehicle in operation. Yeah. So I guess it's all a ruse, like all this other crap. You still putting in those high efficiency systems? What a ruse. 20 years?
I'm
6
having
compressors.
to put in what we have is what I'm having to put in. So
yeah,
everybody else built up their production and ran, like I say, everybody else, Goodman and York and everybody, they just pumped out 410 right to the last second.
Mm-hmm.
And, they haven't even really released much 454 stuff yet. They're still selling out their 410. Train, on the other hand, just lied to us, saying they were doing that so we would shut up about not having stock. And all of a sudden, January 1st, bam, the warehouses are slammed full of 454 stuff.
Wow.
And the last couple of months, we were fighting for 410A stuff.
Well, I'm still looking for R22 dry charge units and see if they're available.
I'm not so sure you find the units, but I got some jugs of refrigerant if you want it.
You need to hold on to the. Although the 454 is about the same price. I just heard Microsoft dings. Is that coming from you?
Oh, no, she's a
I heard a Microsoft ding.
teacher over there doing something. But
Well, that's a better profession than anything we've talked
R22 is
about.
way down now. You know, it's 805 a jug.
They're just giving it away. Yeah. R22, I just harvest my own, you know.
Well, it was twice that not too long ago.
Was it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
dropping in, you doing MO99 now?
Absolutely not. Ever. Never.
Oh, MO, what's another one of them? You use a
421.
new
something.
421A, new 22?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Wasn't that 44 or something? And everybody loved that 407C.
Yep, good old 407C. Don't even worry about the oil. It'll be fine. I mean, the pressure will carry it back.
No imposters for me. I didn't do any of it.
Oh man, what was the blue one? They still do blue one stuff? Blue one was big. Is it still a thing?
I don't know. That's like I don't know. It kind of died off.
Yeah, because that was a replacement for 22, and now 22's been gone for quite a while. So I guess I don't know what they're doing now.
I just don't know what that is.
I just don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's been a while now. The blue one. I don't know what it
R10A
is.
units are everywhere. If you stay away from the distributors, I'll be selling it for a long time.
They're everywhere. Why aren't you looking for them? You know, the trains lied to you. Go over to, what was it, Comfort Maker? Comfort Maker's got a lot of them back there. You can get it day and night.
Yeah,
Kyle.
but I need 5 to 10 systems a week. I can't be chasing around twos and fews and finding a piece here and a piece there. So
Oh,
unfortunately, the 410 days are gone. I still have a handful of them in the shop. I may have 4 or 5 20 series units and maybe 10 or 12 coils.
20 series. I see a blinking light on my camera, so I think it's probably going to die. That's unfortunate. Here, I'm going to take another break. Perfectly timed. We'll come back to this in just a moment. I have another camera, so let's see if I can switch it out by the time this break happens. That'll be our challenge for today. All right, stick around for
I'm timing you.
The exciting conclusion of this show. The Yellow Jacket Titan Max digital manifold provides the easiest path to system measurements. This 4-valve manifold provides fast and accurate measurements for refrigeration and AC systems. The high-resolution backlit touchscreen display erases the need for multifunction buttons and provides clear graphical and digital measurements. It also features internal data logging. Connect via Bluetooth to the WideJack View app or MeasureQuick app for further analysis. Visit yellowjacket.com for more information.
Looks like you're back in black right now, Zach. Yeah. Didn't know you were an ACDC fan. Now you're swinging the camera around on a lanyard. I couldn't tell you. Somebody else in the chat said eBay has them, Supply House has them. You won't find any train units at Supply House, but I don't sell other brands, so that doesn't apply to me very well. Gensco, I never heard of them. Johnstone act like they can't find them. So I don't know. That won't apply to me, but apparently Apparently some people can find 410A stuff and still keep selling it. What are you saying, that we're in-house now? Yeah, the YouTube is a black screen. Is this buffering? What? StreamYard? Yeah, I like StreamYard. I use it at least twice every 5 years, so that's how I know I like it. That used to blow up everything. Somebody just asked a question. Well, I mean, that must mean something. I'm not sure what it means. Chuck is still there. YouTube is still black. Sometimes the chat still works when the screen is black, you know. The screen is black, but he hears me. I guess I shouldn't.
You know, this is like a conversation with myself through this process anyway.
You never lost the chat somehow.
Yeah, it's just oh wait, I think it's back. Hold on. I think it's back. I think we got it back. Vindication.
Yeah, you're back on YouTube.
Yep, exactly as I planned.
Not sure how you did all that, but
I just closed out the software and opened it back up again. I'm not guarantee it won't start doing that again. We just gotta make it to the end of the show. We're almost there. Oh yeah. Okay. I think we're back good now. This had to do with me unplugging the camera. I'll never use that camera again until I get a better battery.
This is another. So now do you have to play the Supply House thing again, or?
I can just say it. Go to supplyhouse.com to find all the products you need, including R454 units, R22 units, low stock. Call in for exact stock. Supplyhouse.com. R22.
You made some of that up.
I did.
R22 units?
R22 units. You can get R22 units, thermopiles, all sorts of stuff.
Thermopiles. For floor furnaces.
Are you servicing some aged equipment? Thermopiles
what type
available.
Of 410A? I wonder if they really do have 410A equipment.
I don't know. I think maybe he's messing with you. Don't that guy mess with you?
He certainly messes with something. I'm not sure what.
Does he bully you? Because that's big now. If you bully somebody, the police will get you.
No, I mean, it ain't working if he is, but no, it ain't like that. He's all right.
I know. I'm just joking around.
He's a lot of fun, actually. I watch him every time he does something. I watch it, I watch all of them.
Oh, I didn't know. Did he make videos too?
Pretty much every day.
Oh, well, this is Seaton. I know we're talking about Seaton.
Yeah. He makes one pretty much every day. RX-7. What does that mean? Like a Mazda RX-7?
You like those type rotary type engines?
Yeah, those Wankels.
The Wankel rotary? I think that was a precursor, wasn't it?
friend of mine had a Holly 4-barrel on his.
A Wankel rotary. How many people can know that one? That's pretty good.
Can you say it 3 times fast?
I don't even want to try it because I figure I'm going to say something off color or something.
Not in front of everybody. You got to practice that
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, we'll do that before next time. Yeah. RX-7.
Yeah,
Well,
you're going to have to tell me what an RX-7 is.
Oh, audio sporadically.
How is that a good unit?
What's a
I mean,
good unit?
RX-7 is a Mazda sports car is all I know.
I don't know. Mazda was the first person to get it right dependably. Isn't that correct? The other rotaries were pretty poor as far as wearing out.
Yeah, and pretty fast, actually.
Yeah.
They would.
Like a shooting star, burning out as it sped along. The RX-8. It's a nice car.
And now we're sporadic as well.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this sucker up because it looks like the internet's going down. Spectrum earlier, I had 1 megabyte of download speed. I was like, well, that's about 900,000 less than I'm supposed to have. 900 less than I'm supposed to have. It's been sporadic here. Sporadic is a good description.
That stinks.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I'll have it fixed. This is the first one of these I've done in a while. It's actually gone a lot better than I thought it would go, because like it's still technically on. I think, yeah, I can see us over there on YouTube. Still technically on.
Yeah.
Chuck's hearing you say stuff to nobody. It's about how I used to do it. I mean, it's pretty good success rate actually. The guy's like, good night. The guy's like, good night. We're leaving.
Says there's 31 watching. I don't know who they are.
The screen's locked up for everybody. They can't get off here.
That's a good way to get views up.
Yeah, I tell you what,
trap them. You click it one time, you ain't going nowhere. You're frozen.
My computer's bad. Well, we need to do something special here at the end here, and I didn't prepare anything for the entirety of the show, which includes the end. So let's see. I'll ask you this question, which we've come back to many times. When are you going to get somebody to replace you?
Yeah, I'd like to do that tomorrow, but I couldn't tell you, man. I've been through it around and around with a couple of these private equity companies, and all they want to do is buy you out and you stay on and run it and let them sit back and watch their money make money. So,
yeah. No, that's what you want to do. You want to go and make.
That's not an exit strategy.
No, that's futility.
But I got my eye on this new kid at church whose parents own another huge heating and air company in another town, and thinking about asking them what they think about branching out. Eventually somebody will, and that's called a tuck-in, where another company just takes your
tuck-in.
Yep, that's what that's called. And that way I'd be able to leave that day.
And that's what you would want? You like if someone came and did that like tomorrow, would you want to get out of there tomorrow, theoretically?
I would drop my keys on the desk for the right amount of money and leave.
Wow.
I'd have to take some stuff with me, but I'd rather just sell the business and keep the building.
Keep the building, the one that I came to, that building?
Correct. Yeah. Just get all the heating and air stuff out of there.
It's like a treasure place.
Use it for what it's meant to be.
Car shop?
Cars, motorcycles, toys, whatever.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I love that place because all the stuff that was down there. I know it's funny because you're like, this is all this crap. And I was like, and to me, I was looking over like, what are you talking about? This awesome stuff. So I bring all this awesome stuff back to my house. I was like, get this junk out of here. I was like, okay. I bring it home. I clean off some of this stuff. The most beautiful, a full set of Williams super wrenches in the pouch had to be cleaned. Now you got to put some effort into it because it didn't look particularly good at that time. But I mean, it was beautiful, man. Beautiful stuff.
They cleaned up, huh?
Yeah, some of it cleaned up real nice. But like I said, it wasn't a little bit of effort on some of it. Because some of it you saw, it was like caked in rust. Some of these things, I wish I had something with me.
Well, I think I was calling it junk. Get this junk out of here.
Yeah, well, I know it's like a benefit. It's a mutual benefit. You want it gone, and I want it to work on.
I got what I wanted, man. I got what I mean. It's not something you throw away in a dumpster.
Absolutely not. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
Couldn't go that far, but certainly wasn't going to take the time to. I mean, I just didn't have the time to clean it all up and I figured you would.
That's it. That's exactly what it is right there. So for you, it made no sense. For me, it made a lot of sense in that time period, in that time and moment. So
must have been worth something because you rented a U-Haul and drove for 4 hours to pick it all up.
yeah, but I calculated all of it too. Well, because there was so much stuff. Like I can't calculate it to the absolute nth degree because it's impossible. There's just too many items. But just breaking it down from like some of the toolboxes, once they were cleaned up, they did very well. I made the money in the toolboxes before I started on the tools, so it was great.
Yeah.
So, and I think you probably knew that with some of the toolboxes that they would be worth a little bit of money because even the ones that have holes in the side, like the ones with the drilled out locks, if you remember the one I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Hundreds of dollars.
Man, I found the keys.
Did you really?
After doing that. Thought I told you that.
You might have told me.
Yeah, there's a little bitty snap-on box about that big, and all of the keys to all the other snap-on boxes were in that.
That's funny.
No, it sucked. No, it's pretty bad.
Well, someone had, mutilated the boxes to get into them.
I did to get them.
Oh, was it you who drilled all the holes? Oh, I didn't know it was you who did it.
Yeah, I could have got. I mean, I was part of. I didn't physically do it, no, but I could have. I could have watched you get about twice as much if you had the keys to the box.
Oh man, but why would you get rid of it at all if you had the keys to the box?
Because I thought you saw my other ones.
Oh, you had some nice stuff. I didn't get to see all your other stuff though at the other building.
Well, I didn't bring it in there until but I have nice snap-on boxes.
I can only imagine that they look like they're brand new.
Yeah,
they
not.
Definitely look brand new. The other ones.
They're not those ones that you can. I mean, I'm assuming that you can get those big wall of $30,000 toolboxes. I know you.
Oh yeah, they're very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Even the newer versions of like the one that you gave me is super expensive.
And that's what I have. This double stack, just single. Bottom and top. I got 2 of those.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I'll tell you something. Talking about the quality of the boxes, even the ones that came back that had, a little bit of rust on some of them. Like we had like the Craftsman box, just everybody's dad had that. I could lift it up and move it around. Just pick it up and move it around. The Snap-on box. You're talking about needing a small crane. I had to rig up ratchet straps to lift the top half off so I could separate them. It was so heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hundreds of pounds, but it was way more durable than the Craftsman box.
More than one guy's going to grab and walk away with, I'll tell you that. 2 of you could maybe do it.
I don't. 2 of us, it would have been a chore. It was. It was very heavy.
Yeah,
but
that's why we loaded it with a forklift.
I tell you what, I didn't realize how heavy some of the stuff was until it came off the truck because there's no forklift on this.
Well, you had to handle that end yourself.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm well accustomed to unloading ACs by myself, and even package units. I would roll them with PVC rollers across the yard. I mean, it's no big deal, but you do find out how heavy it's going to be, for sure. And you're like, well, I'm not picking that up, or even it's going to be hard just to lean it up to put the roller underneath it. It's so heavy.
I don't have any more boxes, but I was telling you after that, there's still 200 or 300 more wrenches and probably 1,000 sockets, and the weight of shipping is just never gonna. You just have to wait until you want to go to the zoo again.
Yeah, I know the zoo was. I guess it was part of it because like we're going here, go to Columbia, but I had so much fun. I just thought it was great looking through it. I still have some of the sockets that I'm working on, trying to assemble sets for them. There was a whole lot of sets, and then I bought some stuff at auction after that, and it completed some of the sets, which was kind of nice, especially Craftsman, since everybody has Craftsman, evidently.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's great. A lot of them is sold, but like I said, it took a lot of work to clean them up. And as I'm looking down the wall, I'm looking at some of the Proto ones, S&K. I know there's some more. There's some Snap-on. You had a lot of Snap-on stuff. It's just covered in crap. That's all. Your stuff you got now is shinier, no doubt.
Yeah. But it took 62 years to get there.
Yeah. I'm perfectly happy with the crappy stuff that I can work on in the shop. So, which is good because I can't afford the other stuff. So
They
it works out
actually
well.
do the same job.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, you actually never really know the difference when you're looking at whatever you fixed.
Yep, absolutely. That's why, instead of fluke stuff when I was in the trade, I just go to Harbor Freight and get a meter. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. They're the same.
I hate fluke meters.
Oh, well, I expected you to defend them. Okay, well, all right. Field
I
piece?
hate them. They're for electricians.
They
I'm
do
a
some-
field piece guy. You knew that.
I like field piece too. SE57, best meter ever made. I love it.
I can't remember which one it is. I'm so crazy about, but somebody sent me one
They
because
sent
you
you
can't find them. Is it can't remember which one. it is.
76 or 77, I bet it was.
Something like that. And the meter itself, the screen is up on the top near the clamp, and the wires are in the bottom. That's just the one that makes sense for me, and I like it.
Yeah, that's
one
what
of
I
our
had.
guys, one of our techs that works for us, got me one and gave it to me. He stumbled across it somewhere, and somebody sent me one time a long time ago when I lost mine. And I think that's one of the few things I've ever lost tool-wise, was I lost one. And it's always the one most valuable, really sentimental thing that I lose. And so there's still one of those out there.
They're good.
And there's also an entire bag, the full setup of the Milwaukee drain flushing, pan emptying pump setup with all the fittings for everything. There's a whole bag in somebody's attic. I hope to get that back one day.
Just through maintenance one day, be like, oh, here it is.
I mean, I don't know. You know how attics are 125 degrees? I'm sure you remember that.
I recall that, yes.
And, there was one I had gotten done with, and then I went to who knows how many after that, and I don't remember where it was. And it's up in somebody's attic. It's got the Milwaukee pump in it, battery in it, glue, openers, cutters, a load of fittings.
Good grief.
And my little magnetic pan sucker outer thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Wow. Well,
That's
maybe
3 people developed that.
You were one of them.
Well, I was one. Steve Lab had the basic idea, and one of my guys had the magnets idea.
That's a good idea to add on to it, yeah.
And I think I had the add the JB Weld, marine grade to the magnets so they would stay there and not in the pan.
Oh, yeah. That would be a
then,
downer.
Of course, my idea was to take credit for the whole thing.
Well, it's a good idea. I mean, someone's got to do it.
But one day I finally did. I had one YouTube tidbit worth having. One day I, had done something, and I used to remember which video it was. I can't remember which one. Oh, it was the one that was really bad. The flue pipe was run backwards. The 3-inch was tied to a 4-inch and stuck on the furnace, and it was backwards too. And it was, it was rusted. It's 3-inch going out of the roof, tied to like 100,000 BTU furnace. I mean, and I wiggled and broke the white wire off, turned the gas off, pulled some wires off the board. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to let somebody die here. And I was the last one. And, everybody just bashed so hard on that video. You're the one that broke it. You tore it up. Obviously, it worked for years. Look what you did. I can't, blah, 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 with their opinions. And the guy had not paid me anything because I didn't charge him anything. And I finally told him, I don't know how long ago it was after that. He said, I really am saving up the money to get you to, and the guy did have me replace it, by the way. But, so I finally ended up telling him, I said, man, I made $100 on that video in the first week. So.
Really? That's nice.
Yeah, because see, he had bought the house. It was such a controversial video. And it was the first time I had learned that trick of putting a shock value impact word in the title.
Oh, yeah. Budget hack job.
Sabotage hack. You can't do it over and over.
Yeah,
Can't do
yeah.
it over and over. It won't work every time.
Yeah, right. I
But
did see you utilizing those words skillfully because I remember
yeah,
seeing like hack job, church job. It's like zillions of views. It's like
sabotage. Yeah.
yeah,
And all of a sudden that video has 800,000 views and my other videos have 10,000 views if they did well.
yeah.
So if they did well. So that first week, that one video was, $100 just for one video. And that guy was asking, about paying. I finally just broke down and told him, dude, I'm telling you, that was so bad. The video made me $100 the first week.
It's incredible. There's your service charge, I guess.
And it took him a year. And oh, you know what? He had RX, or he had one RX-7 and one other some kind of Mazda, but he had rotary engines and stuff that he was playing with in his garage. And he had bought the car or bought the house from like a rent to own thing, and then he ended up buying it after he leased it for a couple of years.
Mhm.
And that video was going to be evidence because the reason I was called there is his wife was getting headaches.
Oh,
Miraculously, I broke the white wire off and shut the gas valve off, and her headaches went away.
oh, that's not good. Carbon monoxide.
And so he starts thinking that this homeowner had it done by some hack and he was going to do whatever, or did it himself, landlord. Then we start digging on the furnace and find out the furnace is like 8 years old or something.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
no permit
so
there.
somehow it ran. You probably don't remember that video, but it had the most unsafe thing I've ever seen.
Which was the deadly furnace flue?
No, that was one that was just dumping under the house. That's all. Just dumping. No big deal.
That air doesn't go inside.
And another thing, now I didn't make $100 off the video a week, but one time I found a unvented gas furnace on a change out that the 4-inch flue pipe was sticking through the ceiling and the furnace was down here, and they never tied it in when they changed it out. And for years it was up there and they never smelled anything.
Wow.
House had gable vents and a ridge vent, but I mean, it dumped in the attic for years.
Wow. I'm glad hot air rises.
They never smelled anything. Yeah, but you got to imagine that some of those really cold nights, that thing must have ran like a long cycle.
Yeah. And no one ever put their Christmas tree up there or anything during the wintertime, or you know what I'm saying?
They sure didn't go up there. I don't know, man. I can't remember too many particulars. I just remember that happening. I found a bunch of them with the flue pipe off, like the fools that put, I shouldn't say fools, that's bad, but the less intelligent installers that put condensing furnaces in attics.
Yeah.
I found them under the house too, and the flue pipe is pulled off the furnace,
Oh yeah.
They're just dumping. And I'm like, how are you people not dead?
It comes through genetics over years and years. These people have survived. Their genetics gets better and better. Ted, go ahead and read up on the chat there. Got Poppy Chulo, which I have no idea who that is.
I don't either.
He's been waiting for another visit from you. I have no idea who this guy is. I'm assuming in a second he's going to say we are bad guys. You pull the white wires off in the summertime. I failed at life like this last guy. I failed at life, which is accurate.
Did somebody say that?
That was a while back.
Really?
I failed at life
Today?
No, man, I didn't fail at life today. That was earlier. But yeah, he said it earlier in the broadcast.
Oh, that had to be one of that was an inside job.
Oh, he left.
There's Susie Dunn.
Oh, Susie. We love Susie, though.
Yeah.
Susie's our number one fan.
Everybody does.
Yep. H-E-Y, hey. All right, well, this sucker got to wrap up now. Look at this segue. Not professionally done at all. It's 10 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm old. Ted's got to find a new person to run his company. He's going to do that tonight on Facebook.
In a minute.
Yeah, on Marketplace. He's going to put an ad up there. How'd you know? Yeah, I'm sure that'll
put your
work out
phone number, by the way.
well. Yeah, you ought to do that.
Yeah,
You want to take my company? Oh gosh, please. Yeah. All right, Ted. We're gonna get out of here. Everybody, thanks for dropping by. If you heard anything in the last 30 minutes or so, well, God bless you. God has shined on you because
we'll do
Chuck
better
did not.
next time.
Yeah, the technology will be perfected better. Just watch. We'll have a new set of problems. They'll be totally different. You won't hear Ted. You'll hear me. So thank you, Susie. I appreciate it. Ted, you want any words of wisdom here to impart to anybody? I'll do it. Wait, why you gotta do that for? We're gonna think that's a legit problem. You know, I'm sitting here thinking.
Idea.
I tell you what, for the first couple words, I was like, did he get muted now? And then I realized it. I was like, all right, that's funny.
You asked for it.
Yep, I asked for it. All right, guys, I'm going to play the outro theme here. I don't know why I'm just telling you like the show notes. Here's the layout. I'm more telling Ted. You don't have to click off just yet, Ted. I'm going to play the outro now, but we'll see each other again right after these messages from Goodman.
Oh.
If a unit goes buzz, it's the run cap. If a unit goes buzz, it's the run cap. If a unit goes buzz, buzzy, buzzy, buzz, it's the Chinese run cap. If a unit pumps down, it's the TXV. If a unit pumps down, it's the TXV. It pumps down, down to the ground. It's the daggone TXV. If a unit freezes up, it's a good man. If a unit freezes up, it's a good man. They say all brands do it, but man, screw it. It's my song, so it's a good man. Words of wisdom from a super tech. I will teach you about my red flags and measure quick. So teachers teach about superheat, but do they teach you at which Arby's to eat? I do. If the fan won't move, it's the bearing. If the fan won't move, it's the bearing. It may be sleeve or it may be ball, but it's daggone, it's sure the bearing. If the suction line's hot, just add gas. If the suction line's hot, just add gas. The superheat's high, high as the sky, so you better add gas. If the compressor breaker is tripped, then it's grounded. If the compressor breaker's tripped, that old sucker's grounded. So don't hold that breaker closed from experience. Words of wisdom from a super tech. I can teach you about my red flags and measure quick. Teachers teach about superheat, but none of them know the best Arby's to eat at. But I do, and that's why you listen to me, because I do.